Hi, I'm Brett Ullman. Welcome to Navigating Everything, the channel where I try and help you navigate all aspects of tough topics like parenting, mental health, and how to be a good man, amongst other topics. We're hearing more and more of students entering college and university and just being ill-prepared for even the basics in life. So this video is part of a series I'm doing on things our kids need to learn before they graduate high school. This video is about teaching our kids the importance of getting a good night's rest. It's basically the importance of sleep. There's a quote from John Hopkins that says this: "Sleep is an essential part of everybody's routine and an indispensable part of a healthy lifestyle. Studies have shown that kids who regularly get an adequate amount of sleep have improved attention, behavior, learning, memory, and overall mental and physical health. Not getting enough sleep can lead to high blood pressure, obesity, and even depression." I'll add the link to that quote in the description below. Can we just agree sleep is one of those foundational parts of a healthy lifestyle? Now, we as parents need to not just force our kids to go to bed at night, we need to teach our kids why sleep is important, not just tell, right? Teaching, not telling. I say that in all my parenting, teach the understanding of why they're doing things. It has been an interesting season during COVID, seeing what it's done to our kids in the area of sleep. Now, there's some positive things we're seeing in this season. In an article in The Atlantic titled "Teens Did Surprisingly Well in Quarantine," it says this: and the byline is, "More sleep and family time and less social media may have made the difference." And I'll add the link in the description below. First, teens have been sleeping more during the pandemic, and teens who are sleep deprived are significantly more likely to suffer from depression. In 2018, 55% of teens said they've usually slept 7 or more hours a night. During the pandemic, this jumped to 84% among those for whom school was still in session. With teens going to school online during the pandemic, they were likely able to sleep later in the morning than usual. When school is held in person, the large majority of middle and high schools begin classes before 8:30, and some as early as 7, requiring many students to get up very early and commute to school. This creates a mismatch between school schedules and the shift to a later circadian rhythm that occurs during biological puberty, when teens find it difficult to fall asleep earlier. Teens who were able to sleep later during the early months of the pandemic might have improved their actual mental health. I know it's a long quote, but wow, that is really cool. And in my mind, I think is kind of a natural consequence, kind of to the good things we're seeing with getting more sleep. Ask many students, and they're going to tell you that they've been experiencing these positive things. Now, it is okay in this season that our kids go to bed later and get up later. As long as they're getting a good night's sleep, I'm okay with that. As the quote said, and I paraphrase, it's actually more natural for kids to stay up late and then sleep in. 2 thoughts I just kind of want to address around this large topic conversation on sleep for us to take some leadership as adults. Number 1, sleep hygiene. Now, these are just things we do to get a better night's sleep. Help your kids with these things. I have a video I will tag above looking at 20 ways to improve sleep hygiene. How can we teach better sleep hygiene to our kids? Take these one at a time. Number 2, this is more of a parenting thought, but as your kid gets to grade 10 range, please remove curfews. Part of this is putting the onus on a good night's sleep on your teen. This is part of the progression of parenting as your kids get older. You do not teach them why it is good to be home in good time and get a good night's sleep in the last few months of their senior year, grade 12 of high school. This starts much earlier. In my house, when my daughter, my oldest, was in grade 10, and she would ask, what time did she have to be home? Our response was, what time do you want to be home? She had to make the decision on this. Now, as a side note, whatever she said, my wife and I were okay with. I don't buy into the parenting fears that say nothing good happens after midnight. Do we forget what it's like to be young? Just because I go to bed around 10:30 doesn't mean my kids have to do that. I trust my kids at 10, midnight, 2 p.m. or whatever. There was one night my daughter said that she was going to come in at 2:30, and there was a few reasons for that we were all okay with, but she made the decision. And the next day she said, "Wow, I'm really tired. I need to come home earlier and get more sleep." That's a learning moment. So here's my point of this video. Our kids need to learn about getting good night's sleeps before they graduate high school. How are you going to do that in your home? I'd love to hear your tips on sleep hygiene or how to talk to your kids around this topic. I'll talk to you soon.